folks, how you doing? RussellTrueResults303.com. Check out the website, link in the description box. Social media related topics. I know I'm bad at that. I'm going to keep trying to throw them in there. Coming at Mind, Body, Spirit, Fitness. Coming at you today with a video on everything, right? You saw the title. This is going to be mind, body, spirit, nutrition, relationships, whatever you want it to be, right? So it's foreplay. Is for more than just sex, right? I can't remember what I was watching. It was some video. It might have been a documentary. I can't remember. And it had something to do with sex in it. And they said, oh, the reason why the American people aren't satisfied when they're having sex is because there's no foreplay. You know, they're just skipping straight to the action and that's it. They're not actually performing the whole act of making love or something like that. And I actually wrote this on my fridge a while back. I write on my fridge. And it took me till now. I had it up there for about a month probably. And I couldn't figure out why I wrote this. What was the whole concept? But I figured it out, right? Foreplay, the beginning, getting into the act, right? So why is it for more than just sex? We've got to realize that it can be in every aspect of our lives, right? It could be creating that morning routine. That's your foreplay for the day, getting going. Do you have a morning routine? If you're rushing out the door, barely making it, yelling in traffic and things like that, not giving yourself enough time, you're already starting your day off horrible. You're already setting yourself up for failure. You're already setting yourself up to blow up at somebody at work, blow up at your child, something like that. If you're not getting up in enough time and getting your morning routine, whatever that could be, stretching, ab exercises, reading, prayer, meditation. If you're not getting what you need at the beginning of your day, setting yourself up for failure, right? Next is going to be eating. We can do the same thing with eating, right? I'm a big advocate of vegetables, fruits, whole foods. So it's the same thing. Every meal should have an appetizer. That appetizer should be a nice big salad. That's your foreplay for your meal, right? A nice big healthy salad, healthy dressing, not too much dressing because that's very calorie dense, but it's the same thing. It's the foreplay for the meal, right? You're getting the raw foods in your body first to awaken the stomach, to awaken the intestine. All those bacteria, get them flowing, feeding them. So then when those more difficult foods to digest come into play, your body can handle them better because now you've got the live nutrients in the food that are down there working, right? Same thing with food preparation. It's the same thing. You don't have to go crazy in food prep, for a whole week, but it could be something as simple as adding spices to your food, marinating some chicken to give it that little bit of flavor, something along those lines. It's the foreplay of eating. Next, I'm going to go with prayer and meditation and things like that. We've got to make sure that we've got the room where we need to be, turn the phone off so we have no interruptions, turn the TV off, set everything up to where that prayer time is going to be very productive. That meditation time is going to be very productive. I was listening to a CD on Pope John Paul II, and they said, yes, he prayed for a long time, 3-4 hours a day in the morning, but they said it took him a long time to get ready and into his prayer. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. I'm sure he wasn't around moving things. He's the Pope. He had people do that for him. But I think it's more of him calming his breath maybe, right? Trying to relax his body. So that might have taken an hour for him to truly become relaxed, detense, just push everything out of his mind, all the pressures of being the Pope and this and that. And then he got into prayer, and then they said it was the same thing. It took him a while to get out of prayer. So he realized he was coming out of his prayer. He started to be aware of the things around him, You slowly hear something. You start to kind of fade out, kind of like people who sleep when you can hear something in the background, and then it becomes a part of your dream, right? And then all of a sudden you finally wake up and you're like, oh, that's what it was. All of a sudden in your dream you hear birds chirping for no reason. Why the heck were birds chirping in my dream? That's what woke you up. The chirping and the noise of the birds outside kind of brought you out of that dream. Same thing we've got to do with our prayer and meditation. Same thing with church. Our priest actually said this in one of his sermons, one of his homilies, like everybody needs to show up 5-10 minutes early, sit there, pray to God, be with the Holy Spirit, ask him to help you understand what's going on in church today, hear the message, things like that. Same thing if you're going to church. Show up early. Don't be the person who just rushes in late. Next is sleeping. This is the big one. I have trouble sleeping. What's the foreplay of sleeping, right? Making sure your environment's dark, right? Make sure you got everything set up. They say turn off all computers and things like that so we don't have that light blasting us in our eyes, which they say can set off, I can't even remember, some hormone or something that makes you come awake. Same thing like when the lights come, when the sun comes out, it wakes you up. So if you've got that light from your computer screen and everything blasting you in the freaking face for 2 hours, or you just try to turn it off before you go to sleep, it's not going to work, right? So there you go. Foreplay, more than just for sex. We've got to make sure that we are doing those important things before we head into the big things in our lives, whatever that might be. All right, so I hope this helps. I hope it gets you thinking differently, moving in a new direction, making you a better person. So once again, subscribe to the channel, share and like these videos.